there, my name is Joanna Walters and I'm the top rock at Wish Rock Relaxation. I'm sitting with my partner in business and life, Michael King, and we are here to talk about the QRS PEMF 101 mat. I guess it's called the QRS 101. And what that stands for is Quantum Resonance Systems, Pulsed Electromagnetic Frequency Mat. We first got recommended this as a possible option after Michael had some complications from a surgery last summer that were very serious. And I'll let him share that a little bit, but I started looking into it very seriously over Christmas and December as something that could really help him and help us. And I'm excited to share our experience with you with the QRS 101 PEMF mat.
Cool. Yeah, like Joanna said, last year I had a pretty serious surgery and we thought everything went well until it didn't. And then pretty quick, I'll give you the quick version, pretty shortly after the surgery, I struggled to walk, ended up bedridden, then in a wheelchair to a walker to the forearm crutches. And it was hands down the most painful thing I've ever experienced. So what that ended up being was something called Osteitis pubis. And it's an inflammation of your pelvic symphysis. And it was painful enough to where I could literally feel my bones aching. They felt like they were going to explode. So we quickly found ourselves in a what in the world do we do now situation. So Joanna here decided to start Googling everything she could. And we tried a variety of things. One of the things, the red light blanket, we did cold plunging, which here in Colorado in November, December is very cold. But we did the cold plunging, tried the red light blanket.
Ice around the clock.
Yeah, ice 24/7.
Physical therapy.
Tons of physical therapy, rest. What else? The creams, ointments. I mean, we tried it all. We were trying everything we could.
CBD ointments.
At the end of the day, like the red light blanket for me had the opposite effect. It created more swelling and we needed a reduction in swelling. And I really, really didn't like it. It hurt. And so
I think we need to add one point that's kind of critical. So Michael's a Purple Heart recipient. He's been shot many times. I know he hates me saying this, but yes, this pain was far worse than anything he ever experienced when he was operating. And that says a lot to me because he is an extremely strong guy. Most people with osteitis pubis, it typically takes on the low end 1 year to be back to walking without pain and more daily activities, many times up to 2 and 3 years. We are just 1 year out right now. In fact, we didn't even have a diagnosis until the middle of July last year. We spent 11 days in the hospital trying to figure out what we were dealing with. And believe it or not, osteitis pubis was one of the better options versus osteomyelitis, which is a severe bone infection or bone cancer. And so we were grateful for this diagnosis, but this is a guy who has a high pain tolerance. And the reason I'm telling you that is that this, I don't want to say brought us to our knees, but almost brought us to our knees. It was excruciatingly painful.
It absolutely did. It was painful enough. I remember the one night, 2, 3 in the morning, whatever, talking to the doc, and they were like, hey, we can't have you moving around because the inflammation, it's got to settle down. And I was on such heavy narcotics in the hospital, they were still worried about overdosing me. And even the doctor was like, we're skirting a fine line of overdosing you. And so it hurt bad enough. I'd already broken a couple beds, like just grabbing them because of the pain. I asked to be put in a coma, and I'll sign papers, I'll do whatever. And they were like, no, that's not ethical, not allowed to do it. It was terrible, really, really terrible. So yeah, it was
a really hard time, and I'm really grateful that we're on the other side of this. And finding this, he was pretty skeptical because nothing really helped that much. He was starting to walk again, but still had the walking sticks on the forearms when he needed them, and other things. And we were very mindful of everything he was doing. And sometimes it's hard to hold this guy down a little bit, but this absolutely did without question. And so when I found the QRS mat, I looked at all the different mats available, and I decided to go with this one because it had the patented Fibonacci sequence, which was proven to increase ATP at a level that nothing else could support. And ATP helps to support your cellular function. And it's the cell powerhouse. So it helps to support your energy during exercise, but also your ability to heal yourself and decrease inflammation. And that's what we were really hoping for. So I bought it without asking. I didn't know that we would end up carrying them for Wish Rock Relaxation. I'm grateful for that opportunity as well. But really, it was about getting some relief for this man I love over here. And he was skeptical, and I'll let him take over how he originally felt.
Very, very skeptical. I mentioned the red light blanket. We'd use that and it had like horrible, it was the absolute opposite of what it was supposed to do. So then when Joanna came in with this, hand to God, I was like, great, what hippy dippy crap did she just buy me? Right? And so definitely not in the right headspace, mental space for it. Just nothing but negative thoughts around it. Great, this is a waste of money, this is garbage. What's going on?
He was like, I'll humor
and so
her for 3
I
days.
figured I'm going to have to humor her and suck up the pain for 4 or 5 days. I'm sure it's going to be as catastrophic as everything else. I'll have to suck it up for 4 or 5 days, and then I can, God knows what. That's honest where I was at, and obviously I couldn't have been more wrong. We plugged it in, and we got to the one we were supposed to, which is basis, the Fibonacci. Had to play at the intensity level because I was a little sensitive to it at first. So kind of had to learn that. But I think it was, I want to say like day 3 maybe. I noticed I was waking up in less pain. And so I was doing this 3 times a day.
Yes.
I think 3 times a day I was doing this. And for like 20, whatever it is, I can't even see it from glasses, 24 minutes. And you can adjust the timeline on it. But I was doing it 3 times a day and adjusting the intensity as we went up. And it was like I want to say day 3. I noticed I felt a little better. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. Day 4, yeah, I'm definitely feeling better. Day 5, I'm like, oh my God, I feel way better. What's going on here? So to shorten the story of all that, I 100% credit this machine with helping me get to where I'm at now, just under a year out. I'm in a lot of forums with Osteitis, Pubis, and all that. And I am by far ahead of most people in that forum at this time out. A year out, they're still struggling, still in walkers, crutches, still ice packing every single day. And I can put on 55 pounds, what we're carrying, 55 pounds on the backpack and go for a walk up the mountain. And
he's working out 5 times a week.
And
6
so,
times
yeah,
a week.
I mean, I'm back to actually being able to have an active lifestyle again, which is kind of mandatory for me. And the pain is like, I'll barely feel it come up, and it's immediate that I'll get on the mat. As soon as I feel anything uncomfortable, I've now kind of grown an attachment. We'll say an attachment, not an addiction, because that sounds bad. An attachment.
So this,
I don't travel without it now. Like anywhere we go, we just got back from the Dominican Republic for one of my best buddies' weddings, and this thing went with, so we could use it. It's it gives you that comfort knowing that whatever it's doing on the cellular level, it works wonders. It's amazing. I've got a bunch of other issues that it helps with. My shoulder feel better, my back feel better, etc.
I want to add something that's critical. In the springtime, we went to the Philippines to work with and spend time with our team. And we did not bring the mat. And it was a massive mistake. United Airlines put us, changed our seats the day of. And we were in the back, stuck in the middle without the ability to get up at all. Only twice in a 15-hour period. And he got off that flight and it ruined our trip. At one point he was back in a wheelchair. The entire trip went from being the idea of doing activities to managing ice control and trying to find a place in the Philippines with this mat or something, which didn't go well. And so it was two very active people. We were not able to do any of the more active activities we had prepared. He was icing 3 times a day, sometimes at 2 a.m. I was chipping ice because some of the places didn't have an ice machine to make sure that we could keep the swelling down so that he could walk. And it was at a bare minimum that he was walking, and it was very scary. And we learned our lesson to never travel without this mat. Even as he continues to get better and better. He got home within 3 days. He was...
within 3 days, it was like it never happened.
It was like it never happened. And our trip was close to 2 weeks long and a very painful one. I mean, yeah, we'll enjoy a massage after we've earned it, but that's not the only thing we're doing on vacation. And on this one, that was pretty much what we could do. We couldn't do any other hiking, walking, active thing that we normally would. And it brought us both back to that scary place from last year when we didn't know what was going on. And it hit me here, and I know it was scary for him. And so we're really grateful that we have this, and now we won't travel without it. One of the cool things is there's this small mat, and it's the pillow pad. And you could just literally take this for osteitis pubis and put it over your pelvis. And that actually would work fine in that situation.
Your ankles, your shoulder, anything.
Yeah, you can put it
to more pinpoint. If you're, if you're traveling overseas, or this last trip we just took it all. But
yeah, we did.
if you're worried about having enough room, there's that, and then this little piece right here. That's it. That's not a whole lot of room that it'll take up in your luggage. So that's like the bare minimum we'll travel with. It was that trip to the Philippines that really, it just drove it home. Why the heck did we even leave without the PEMF mat? And in full disclosure, she had mentioned bringing it, and I was like, nah, we'll be good. No, we weren't. So she was right. We should have brought it. Lesson learned, the painful and the hard way, but sometimes those are the best lessons learned. So,
if you're interested in learning more, please reach out to us at Wishrock Relaxation. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, share it with anyone that you think would benefit. Osteitis pubis is a really tough condition that very few people have recommendations for. And it feels like if you have it, you're searching the web and searching for that needle in a haystack, and you don't have to do that. We've found something that genuinely works, and we'd love to help you. Feel free to call us or text us to 803-574-9474. And I hope this helps and gives you the idea that relief is possible, because we know firsthand that it absolutely is.
Real quick, we have a template from the company of a bunch of elements, bunch of issues, orthopedic, etc., that this mat helps with. And mine wasn't even on there. You will not find osteitis pubis on there. That being said, the mat's not a golden ticket to healing everything, but it was mine. So we'll link that in the video or down below the video.
Yeah.
So that you can go to the website and see like, oh, I've got this going on or that going on. But like I said, keep in mind, it's even though mine wasn't on there, it did assist. So
help you with that.
yeah, there's Alexa. Awesome. But yeah, it was definitely my golden ticket. I truly do credit this mat with my recovery, or the main element that was able to get me to where I could then actually do physical therapy and do all these things that needed to be done, but I couldn't do. So that's why we sell them now, is because it works so great. So thank you, everybody. And I hope this helps. Don't hesitate to reach out. And if you got something going on, we'll try and figure it out together. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Bye.